trembled all over when he saw it. The little spider waved at him. Then Wilbur looked more closely. Two more little spiders crawled out and waved.
He climbed round and round on the side, exploring their new world.
Then 3 more little spiders, then 8, then 10. Charlotte's children were here at last.
Wilbur's heart pounded. He began to squeal. Then he raced in circles, kicking manure in the air.
Then he turned a backflip.
Then he planted his feet in front and came in a stop where Charlotte's children were at.
Hello there.
He said.
The first spider said hello, but its voice was so small, Wilbur couldn't hear it.
I'm an old friend of your mother's,
Said Wilbur.
I'm glad to see you. Are you alright? Is everything alright? The little spiders waved their foreleggings at him.
Wilbur could see by the way they acted that they were glad to see him.
Is there anything I can get you? Is there anything you need? The young spider used wave. For several days and several nights they crawled here and there, up and down, around and about, waving at Wilbur.
Trailing tiny drag lines behind them and exploring their home. There were dozens and dozens of them.
Wilbur couldn't count them, but he knew that he had many great new friends.
They grew quite rapidly. Soon each was as big as a baby shot. They made tiny webs near the sack.
Then came a quiet morning when Mrs. Zuckerman opened the door on the north side. A warm draft of rising air blew softly through the barn cellar.
The air smelled of the damp earth, of the spruce woods, of the sweet springtime. The baby spiders felt the warm updraft. One spider climbed to the top of the fence.
Then it did something that came as great surprise Wilbur. The spider stood on its head, pointed its splinters in the air, and let loose a cloth of fine silk.
The silk formed a balloon. As Wilbur watched, the spider let go of the fence and rose into the air.
Goodbye, it said as it sailed through the doorway. Wait a minute,
Screamed Wilbur.
where do you think you're going? But the spider was already out of sight. Then another baby spider crawled to the top of the fence, stood on its head, made a balloon, and sailed away. Then another spider, then another. The air was soon filled with tiny balloons, each balloon carrying a spider.
Wilbur was fine. Charlotte's babies were disappearing at great rate.
Come back, children,
He cried.
Goodbye.
They called.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
At last, one little spider took time enough to stop and talk to Wilbur before making its balloon.
We're leaving the warm updraft here. This is our moment for setting forth. We're aeronauts, and we are going out into the world to make webs for ourselves.
But where?
Asked Wilbur.
Wherever the
Wherever
wind
the wind
takes us.
takes us.
High, low,
Near, far,
East, west,
north,
or
south.
south. We take the breeze, we go as we please.
Are you all going?
asked Wilbur.
You can't all go. I will be left alone with no friends. Your mother wouldn't want that to happen, I'm sure.
The air was now so full of balloons that the barn cellar looked almost as though a mist had gathered.
Balloons by dozen were rising, circling, and drifting away through the door, setting off the gentle wind.
Rise up. Goodbye.
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 Came rhythm to Wilbur's ears. He couldn't bear to watch anymore.
In a sorrow, he sank to the ground, closed his eyes. This seemed like the end of the world, to bid desert by children's children. Wilbur cried himself to sleep.
When he woke, it was late afternoon. He
He
looked
looked
at
at
the
the
egg sack. It
It
was
was
empty.
empty.
He looked into the air. The balloonists were